Greetings and God bless. Being that we are in this paradigm here in Rapid City where somebody who is renting a storage or renting, that it's just anybody can, if your place is, maybe you're renting a place for $500 if they want to raise, or let's say you $1,000, and if they want to raise it to $4,000, that can happen here. So this is a kind of a new experience for me where, like in my storage unit, they raised the rent 3 times, and now they're expecting me. They're saying that I need to prepay 2 months in advance. So what I notice is there's this double standard where one party is able to do whatever they want. It's unprofessional and it's poor form and I'm saying unprofessional because the manager of the storage unit just came at me out of the blue as I'm busy, and he told me, yeah, we're raising the rent 3 times, and I was unprepared. I was unpleasantly surprised, and he was all defensive, and then he was blaming me for being surprised and unpleasantly surprised. He was trying to make me feel guilty for my reaction. He said, I'm empathetic. So what you're experiencing is my reaction to your reaction. And who handles a triple increase in rent, like in 30 days? So anyways, what I noticed of predators, malignant narcissists, and other abusers is there's this double standard where the predator, the abuser, gets to abuse, and their victims are not allowed anything. Like the victims just have to capitulate. I've just done a reality check with several people locally, and some are surprised. And a majority are like, well, that's just that's what a property owner gets to do is charge any price whatsoever. And we did a little search in it, and you're supposed to have 30 days notice. And I wasn't given 30 days. I was given like 2 weeks. And I'm not sure what my recourse is. I'm in the middle of a move myself, so this is just very bad timing, and I feel like it was predatory. I feel like it was abusive, and what can I do? So what I'm doing this video is be prepared that the people, especially if you're in Rapid City, South Dakota, that they are going to think it's okay to triple your rent, triple the cost of something, and also expect you to pay months in advance. So how do you treat predatory businesses like that? What's your approach? Because you need to be prepared that this is how Rapid City is, and they think it's fine. And so don't treat them like you do a decent business. So a decent business gives you notice that they're going to triple your rent. I mean, they give you, maybe a couple months notice because the manager did know that he was going to do this. And yet he just sprung it on me when he saw me. And so anyways, what I'm saying is Rapid City is not a professional, ethical, reciprocal place. It is whatever you want to do gets to be done. So just be prepared to have that mentality. It's the Wild West. It's anarchy. And whoever owns the property gets to do whatever they want. And you may actually meet a decent business person here in Rapid, but you are not going to meet a lot of them. Because people are going to be using the excuse there's a lot of greed here, and they're going to just be like, I need to live up to this dream that I have, or I have to pay for my drugs. I don't know what it is. I have interacted with a lot of professionals over the course of my life, and just this egregious violation of ethics, and that there's nothing. Nobody has any resources, any suggestions um, here in Rapids. So it's just that way. So do not expect the professionals that you meet in Rapid to be decent people. They may appear to be, but when they want to charge triple your rent or make you pay in advance, they're not going to have any conscience about it. They're not going to be reasonable. And if you are at their mercy, they don't care, because there's somebody from California who's moving in that will do whatever it is that they say. So don't be fooled by how nice that you think people in South Dakota are going to be, or that businesses in South Dakota are going to be. You might find somebody nice, the person at the coffee shop or at the restaurant, perhaps, a nice server, but there's something kind of despicable. There's a lot of greed here. I mean, not that every single person is, because I have met some generous people, like unusually generous people. But compared to other places, I have never been so shockingly poorly treated, and how nobody has anything to say other than rationalizing the legitimacy of it. So don't expect, like, even though that person, that professional in Rapid City seems like a nice person, if you're getting a contract with them, don't expect them to have the same values that you do. And I'm talking to people in California and New York who don't do this, because I've lived in those places. I've lived in Portland, and nobody's ever tripled my rent and demanded that I pay months in advance, like I have experienced here in Rapid City, South Dakota. So just wanted to warn you, and do not be victimized by this double standard. So when you enter into a contract with anybody here in Rapid City, make sure that in your contract you say you require 2 months notice, or however many months notice you require a certain amount of months notice for an anticipated rent increase, and that you agree that only the rent will be increased by such and such. Because if they can increase your rent $1,000, and they will, because they're in charge, there's no regulation of landlords. You need to protect yourself. So make sure that in your contract it says, if there is a rent increase, you require a certain amount of time, and that you will only accept a rent increase of a certain percentage or amount in that time. So don't be victimized like me, like I have been here in Rapid City by Hay Camp Brewery. Don't be victimized. Make sure you look at your contract. Make sure your contracts lock in the price, and any, just that you agree upon if there's an anticipated increase in the price, and if there's an anticipated prepayment planned. And if you have any suggestions of how to handle this, please put it in the comments below. And I'm just saying what we understand as professionals in, when you're coming from major cities, the same values that make for good business, for good relationships, is not here in Rapid City. So just throw that out of the window. It's anarchy, it's unethical, and there's no conscience, and there's nobody that's going to back you up. So make sure you look at those contracts, make sure you make those adjustments about any increases, and when to get notification of increases, and any prepayment of future rent in advance, months in advance, that you're willing to do. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you for listening.